G'day world, Chris Hogan and Andrew Groh coming to you live from Mid Media Studio here at Burley Heads for episode 71 of Get Backed Up. Woo! How you going, Andrew?
Yeah, pretty good. I'm not quite that excited, but I'm fairly excited about this episode.
I'm going to do the rest of the podcast in one breath. No.
So what are we talking about today? You don't even have a laptop in front of you. Today we're talking about making guarantees of ROI.
Yeah.
Marketing agencies making guarantees of ROI.
Yeah, we've seen a bit of that. We see that in emails sent from all corners of the globe into our clients' inboxes, our own inboxes, and recently we were seeing a lot of Facebook advertising around.
Yeah, there's some crazy stuff being said on Facebook, like, for example, 300% increase in leads will get you on the first page of Google. For what? It's insane. Like, for starters, how can you possibly guarantee ROI when you haven't done background research on a company, on a marketplace, industry, on a client base? Yeah. There's so many, even objectives are different in each campaign. There's so many variables there. How can you possibly guarantee absolute claims like that?
Yeah. So what do you think they're doing it, first of all? Why do you think those agencies are doing that?
Well, I think, if I'm being honest, they understand the life cycle of a client, and they know that they can get a client in on these claims maybe for 3 to 6 months until they realise that the claims are bogus, and then they've at least got them for that long. So
so they're definitely going to be churning clients then, and then refunding. And
refunding, potentially, yeah.
Being a market agency, actually churning clients and giving refunds.
I would hope they're refunding, but I know a lot that don't. It just fades out. Yeah. Kind of the relationship fades out. And then,
well, it'd be a bit massive killer to a business anyway if you had to churn a heap of clients and give out a heap of refunds.
Well, everybody you know is a little bit jaded about some SEO agency or something at some point. So, yeah, there's a lot of it out there. But I was talking to someone about this yesterday. Imagine if doctors made these sorts of claims.
Woo!
Said, I 100% guarantee I will cure whatever you have. Don't need to tell me your symptoms.
Yeah.
That'd be shot down in flames. So
everything, every ailment.
And it's kind of the same thing. There's like 1,000 reasons why that's not possible, and it's the same in marketing. There's 1,000 reasons why you can't guarantee 300% increase in leads or something like that. Yeah.
So what can we do? What do we do here that maybe I guess clients should expect from an agency or a marketing partnership?
Well, if we're talking about things you can promise, I think it's everything around the integrity. You can promise integrity around all of your marketing practices. So you can promise that you'll be transparent in when doing your marketing campaigns. You'll be transparent and communicate the entire marketing process to clients. Teach them along the way. You can guarantee that you'll do everything in your power to find a solution.
Yeah, on that one. So I like that one because we don't like to be exacerbating the problem by highlighting that problem means that we can't give a solution for that problem because of this problem. Mm-hmm. So always giving a solution is really important, and that might mean making some tough calls or being quite nimble and changing up the strategy slightly.
Potentially putting on different hats than just marketing. So, for example, we've seen a lot where the marketing might be great, but the sales are still not getting through because the post-sale follow-up process is no good. Yeah. And sometimes we have to advise on that. Yeah. And that's outside of our marketing obligations, but if overall we're not getting success, then you should talk about that with a client.
Absolutely. And that's obviously for service-based businesses. Mm-hmm. Excuse me, my voice went a bit weird then. And then for the e-commerce businesses, it's important to highlight, well, hey, your website's not actually generating sales because the add to cart page either cannot be found, the add cart button's the wrong color, the checkout process is clunky, so we do actually need to, look at that side of things. And in our case, we've had to pivot away from, hey, we need to hold off on the marketing until such time as that sales funnel is fixed.
Yeah, and even outside of that, doing the background research to see if there's actually a viable opportunity there. Because some people will think, oh, great, I'm going to market this product, but is there a demand for that product? Is there a marketplace for that product? Is the product any good? So there's a certain obligation there for a marketing company to actually do that research as well, rather than just going straight in with a marketing campaign. If it falls over, then maybe the research should have been done beforehand to see if there really is an opportunity there. And I think accountability is something else that should be guaranteed. You can say, well, we're not going to guarantee a 300% success rate. We'll guarantee that we'll stay the entire way through this campaign to ensure success.
Yeah.
There's a guarantee.
We'll guarantee that we'll do all of these tasks, which we, know and from previous case studies works, and we're going to undertake all of these tasks. I.e., in our case, we'll do. That's some crazy hair you got there. You're on camera.
I don't care.
That will undertake all of this content creation, and that will distribute it through social, and that will put a advertising spend associated with that, and drive traffic back to the website. We'll guarantee we'll do all of those things.
Take responsibility every step of the way.
And guarantee we'll do the research around before even creating that content. So we know exactly who we're targeting, what we're targeting them about or for, why they're actually going to be interested in this content. And that's what a good guarantee, I guess, provides. Yeah?
So I was thinking about this though. If you can make these guarantees, can you actually guarantee improvement for a client?
Absolutely.
Not saying specific improvement. We'll get you 110%.
Absolutely.
Return on investment. I think you can guarantee improvement, and
everybody needs to keep an open mind here, don't they? Because, like we just said, X client might come to you for, hey, I want all this marketing and advertising services, but we need to keep an open mind and say, well, no, we can't do that until we do this. So everybody has to keep an open mind. But yes, guaranteed improvements.
But I think, if you've done all the background research and you're accountable and responsible, then you can guarantee improvements. It might be a hard battle sometimes, but you can guarantee improvements. And something that people often say to that is, what about like the big industry changes? And we were talking about this last week with Facebook just turning itself on its head. So what do you do there?
Yeah.
If you're making guarantees, what if the industry just turns upside down overnight? And then like last year we had Mobilegeddon, the Google algorithm updates, and Penguin and Panda just taking people off the map.
Yeah.
Can you still guarantee improvements around that?
Well, guarantee that, yes, you can, because you can guarantee that when dealing with the correct agency that you will pivot, you will be nimble, and therefore your strategy, because it's so nimble, that it's capable of jumping onto another channel or distributing that content through a different channel. So yes.
I agree. I think if you're a smart marketer, you realize that these setbacks are also opportunities. I mean, if the entire marketplace has been flattened, then there's an opportunity there as well to find another way of doing it. So these big industry changes are setbacks and opportunities. And I think if you're accountable, then you'll say, all right, we've just taken a hit, but we're going to figure out what to do next. Whereas I think some agencies may just hang up their hats when these things happen.
Sure. So what's the benefit for everybody out there listening to this? I guess it's that the benefit is that in the content that we've just shared right now, is that they need to, when they're being offered these exciting offers, they look fantastic on paper. They need to really question them, right? So the benefits for everybody out there is we've offered you plenty of fodder for questions.
Yeah, so it's like if someone's making an absolute guarantee, but they know nothing about your company, I'd be asking questions then. If they say, yeah, we can get you a 200% increase in sales, or we can get you X increase in leads, but they haven't actually asked you any questions or done any research in your business, how how can they actually say that? There's too many variables, and if you really think about it, there's a million reasons why your own company is going to be different to a previous thing that they've done. So yeah, I think that's when you need to ask the questions, is when there's absolute sort of claims, like exact figures of improvements and things like that, and when they haven't done a background research on you.
And of course, all the marketing in the world can bring in all the traffic in the world and all of this, you know, fantastic social engagement. But unless you're capable of selling,
yeah, exactly,
your business is going to be kaput. So bear in mind that sales training for your team members or improvements to your e-commerce platform are imperative.
Yeah, that's true. And that comes back to like that first page of Google claim. Someone might be able to get you on the first page of Google. Does that mean you're going to get more sales? Not necessarily. There's a whole lot more that needs to be
for what keyword?
After that, like for what keyword, and can your website convert, all of this sort of stuff. So if someone's not going to commit to the entire process to a sale, I'd be wary of any claims there as well.
Interesting. Well, I've certainly been enlightened by this conversation, Andrew. And you're listening to Me Media's Get Fact Up. There's heaps of episodes on our website. This is episode 71. Anything else to add, Andrew?
No, I think I'm
good.
About talked out.
All right, good. Thanks. Goodbye.
Thanks, guys.